Joe Keery has gone straight from fighting demogorgons in the Upside Down to fighting an alien fungus in cold storage. I was looking forward to this. It seemed like it could be fun because of these actors. I didn't even watch the full trailer, so I didn't even know what the threat specifically was. I just knew they were fighting some creature, something. And it's written by David Koepp, who has written a ton of movies, from Jurassic Park to a whole bunch of things that are not as good as Jurassic Park. But this is actually based on a novel that he also wrote. So it can be all over the place with him. And it's directed by Jonny Campbell, who has done some TV work, but has only directed one other movie, which was 20 years ago. So I was curious how this was going to go. And so you have Joe Keery and Georgina Campbell working at this storage facility. They start hearing a weird sound behind the walls and investigating, and they find this alien fungus that had been held in storage back there that starts spreading, and it can very easily infect any living creature that it touches. And the two of them are the best thing about the movie. They're the main draw here. Joe Keery has a ton of charisma. There's a reason his character got so popular on Stranger Things. If you've never seen the movie Spree from a few years ago, he's really good in that. Now that that show is over, I hope he'll have a ton of opportunities to do a lot more because he's really good. He's just a ton of fun to watch. He's very funny. A lot of the best humor in the movie just comes from the line deliveries, especially from him. Just the way he voices these absurd things that are happening, the way he says these lines, he's really good. And Georgina Campbell is really fun right alongside him as well. It's cool to see her exploring dark tunnels again after Barbarian. But she's very adventurous and excitable, and just you kind of immediately can get attached to her, and her chemistry with Joe Keery is really good. I really enjoyed watching the two of them together, and in a horror movie, characters can be something you really struggle with, but when you have that gem come along where you realize, oh, wait a minute, I don't want the characters to die, it's great. You actually feel tension for them. And there is a good amount of tension because this alien fungus is so powerful. Genuinely, one tiny bit of it touches even your clothes, it instantly seeps through all the layers. It's in your body, and that's it. You're done. You're taken over, you're being controlled, and it's just gonna try to now spread by using you. Also, Liam Neeson is in the movie, not as much as the others, but he is there, and it's cool to have him when he decides to show up later in the film. Which brings me to some of the issues with the movie, and some of it is probably down to budget. It's kind of the type of movie that would have felt right on streaming, would feel right to just watch at home to kill a lazy afternoon. It's kind of like B-movie schlockiness, and I think the budget probably affects quite a bit of it. We're in this one location pretty much the entire time. We don't really expand out beyond that the way you could potentially with a concept like this. It takes quite a while for things to really get going. A lot of the first half of the movie really is everybody getting there, whether it's Liam Neeson being on his way to the location or Joe Keery and Georgina Campbell exploring the location to end up finding the thing that we already know is there because we saw it in the opening scene. It takes quite a while, really over half the movie, before they actually encounter the thing properly. And I still enjoyed spending time with them because the actors were great together and I liked the characters, but it did feel like it had some pacing issues there, even at only 90 minutes. And Liam Neeson isn't even part of it at all. We just cut to him every now and then on his way. He finally gets there at the end, doesn't even get to do much. I like what he has to contribute, but I feel like some of those budgetary issues definitely contribute to that, in that, like, we can't do too much with all the CGI, so we gotta have the characters walk and talk for a while before we get to that. And then when you do get the CGI, it does not look good. And because it's got this B-movie charm to it, that doesn't really matter that much, especially with the alien fungus, because like you could just have fun with how odd that looks. It doesn't really have to look real, but there are quite a few animals in this movie that are being controlled by the fungus. You get a cat and deer and all these different animals, and oh boy, whoa, that takes me out of it big time when you see the deer walking around and they look completely out of place. They are just complete cartoons. So you got to keep the scale really small. You got to spend quite a long time building up to this threat because we can't do that much with it. And when it does happen, the CGI is definitely not up to par. It feels like there is more we could have gotten from a concept like this. It doesn't feel like a ton actually really ends up happening, not nearly as much as I had envisioned. And for what it is, for being this little movie, I think it's fun enough. I think it's decent. It's something that can be disposable to turn on at home, and I really enjoyed the actors and like seeing them and hope to see more of them in other things as well. But it just doesn't really feel like it lives up to the potential. It's all kind of held back. So it actually did end up fairly disappointing for me. I thought it could be a really entertaining ride, and it's fine. It has its entertainment value just from the inherent fun and goofiness of this concept with some really likable actors, but it just doesn't really do enough to stand out and be memorable and make it something that I would want to revisit. It's just okay. So if you want the alien schlockiness, it can be a fun watch, but I can only give it like a 6 at best. After a really surprisingly solid January, we're paying for that because I have not been having a good February in terms of movies. Even the movies that I have liked, they've been like decent one watches. I haven't loved anything yet, and it hasn't been that good. I'm gonna go see The Mortuary Assistant soon, and I don't know about that, but I'll review that too. Stay tuned. I just needed to turn around. I need some good stuff in February. Please, we'll see. Subscribe to stay tuned for more. Leave a like. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Whatever you think. Any of it at all. Did you really like the movie? Were you disappointed as well? We could talk about it down there, because this was all just my opinion. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time.